Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist keeps people holding on. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you are out of the relationship, that's what this video is mainly about. It's when the narcissist tries to still keep you holding on, although they keep you holding on when you're in the relationship as well. Let's fast forward. The ending of the relationship has taken place, and now you're healing, or maybe this is the first video you're ever consuming on narcissistic abuse, and you didn't know what it was. Well, now here you go, and now you're going to be understanding an awful lot about humanity, about narcissism, about toxic people, but most importantly about yourself. You see, you've been tested to your core. And the narcissist wanted you holding on longer and longer and longer until something broke, something snapped, and something gave. And that was the ending of the narcissistic relationship, i.e. most likely the discard. Or if you were one of the stronger ones, one of the stronger people, you removed yourself from the toxicity of the narcissist before you could be discarded. Any way you look at it, the relationship is over, and now you are healing as the narcissist is simply slithering off onto new sources of supply. But the narcissist wanted you, and they want people holding on. And here are examples. Post-relationship is what I'm going to focus on. And towards the end of the video, I'll focus on when you were in it. Post-relationship, they want you holding on because of things like this. Let's say that you have children that you had to get custody of. You had to split the custody, whatever the jurisdiction you lived in dictated or determined. Well, they wanted to fight you for the custody of the children. Now you may say, why did they want to fight for custody of the children? They didn't even love their children. They were never even there. They weren't even an absent parent. They were counter-parenting whatever I was doing. They certainly weren't co-parenting. Well, I'm sure you would be correct on all those accounts. That's what a toxic person will do. But on top of that, you see, the narcissist doesn't want their kids or your kids to live an abundant, fruitful, peaceful life. What they want to do is create mini-me's, if you will. They want to create the next generation of narcissists, of toxic people. And you may say, well, why would someone want to do that? Well, why does the narcissist do what they do? It's what they do. They just want to destroy people's lives, and their own children are not immune to that. Their spouses are certainly not immune to it. Their friends, colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, their parents, anyone that gets too close to the narcissist will be burned. They will be taken advantage of. So post-relationship, that's one example, when you were trying to get custody of the kids. Another example is when you were trying to divorce the narcissist. One of the most challenging, debilitating, trying experiences post-relationship is not only trying to get custody of the kids and do the best you can to raise the kids properly, but it's getting divorced from the narcissist. You see, the narcissist, they know what buttons to press. They know how to game the system. They know how to drag things out. They know how to claim they're on vacation. They can't attend certain meetings or certain events that must take place in order to proceed with the divorce. And they will string this out as long as they can. And you may say, well, why would somebody want to string out the divorce? They don't love me, they don't care about me, but why would they do that? Well, remember, they want to keep you stuck. They want you holding on, not to them. They want you holding on to when the next court date's going to be, to when the judge is going to drop the gavel, or to when the lawyer is going to wise up and realize that you were in a toxic relationship. This is what the narcissist does. They want to waste people's time. They want to waste people's energy. They want to steal people's mindset. They want to keep people trapped, not only in the narcissistic fog, but they want to keep people stuck from advancing forward. So I've just given you two examples of how the narcissist wants to keep people holding on. One, children, or custody of children, and the second one would be divorcing the narcissist. Another one, your money. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money. You didn't know that back then because you thought you were in a committed, stable, healthy, two-way reciprocal relationship with another person who would be paying their way just like you did in that relationship. Well, when the dust settled, the smoke cleared, and the toxicity lifted, you realized that your bank account went to zero. Maybe even you were in credit card debt up to $18,000. Guilty here, when I never had credit card debt before that in my life. But having said that, the narcissist burned through your money. And they will blow through your money in any chance you get. Back then, when you were in the relationship, you didn't realize that that person was doing it. Or maybe you did, but you didn't trust your instincts. You did not trust your intuition, and you were ignoring red flags, saying things like this or these. Oh yeah, I'll get it again. I'll pay for dinner. It's no problem. Or let me top up your gas tank. I know you don't like to go to the gas station to put the gas in. I'll do it for you. You would be paying for those two things. Same thing with a Amazon package, or same thing with buying a gift for somebody, a birthday gift, or picking up groceries. All that money that the 20 bucks here, 30 bucks there, 80 bucks there, 100 bucks, that all added up to your lack of having financial freedom. They were burning through your money. That's not even counting vacations, airfare, hotels, restaurants, special events that you had to attend, outfits, and so many more things. What happened is, as you were going through your money, the narcissist was squirreling away whatever money they were hiding from you, or taking from you, or claiming that they needed, and they were building up a nest egg. Now you may say, well, why would someone do that? Well, number one, you have to remember the narcissist isn't loyal. They're not faithful, and they're not committed, they're not transparent. They're parasitic creatures, and they want to take from people. And what they want to do is they want to take, and when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. They want to take as much as they possibly can and leave that person a shell of themselves, reeling, leave that person holding on to nothing but a bag, meaning a bag of nothingness, emptiness, toxicity, nothing but a relationship you'll have to heal from. This is what the narcissist does. This is what they did when they were with you. It's what they did before they met you. It's what they're doing right now, truth be told, if they're still breathing air on the planet. Another way the narcissist will keep you holding on is this. This one is very important, as are every example I share with you, but this one possibly could be you right now, or any of those could be you. My hope is you're out of the narcissistic relationship. My hope is you've really gone no contact and blocked that person, deleted them, removed them, and all fly monkeys and people associated with them. If you haven't done it, you will do it. Continue to consume content that serves you. Continue to get your cup full. But here's an example, another one. Let's say that you now just relocated. Let's say you just moved, or you just had to you just left the dwelling of where you were living with the narcissist. Maybe it was the same city, town, state, country, who knows? But you packed up and left, or you were discarded, however you cut it, whatever happened. Now you also figured out what narcissism was, because you're here in the community. But now you realize, wow, I'm out. And now you realize there's a big void there, a huge void void. And that void will take me about 20 hours straight to go right through every level of the void. But in a nutshell for this video, because I only have about another 12 minutes to create the video, that void is when you are no longer experiencing the toxicity firsthand in the vicinity or the four walls of where you were living with the narcissist. Okay, now having said that, this void must be filled by you. And as, excuse me, as you were healing, or watching videos, or journaling, or meditating, or maybe you're seeing somebody, a therapist that knows what they're talking about, meaning they've been in the narcissistic abusive cycle, and they can finish my sentence like that, because I could finish your sentence in a heartbeat. But having said that, as you're healing, maybe you didn't go no contact yet. Maybe the narcissist still has other avenues of communication that they're trying to pop up and hoover you, or rattle you, or steal your energy, meaning emails, burner phone numbers. Maybe they sent you a package in the mail. Maybe they had a flying monkey swoop in and get information about you. Maybe all of the above or aforementioned examples. But as this is happening, this is what the narcissist does on purpose. Now, when the narcissist hoovers, it does not mean they're trying to get back in a relationship with you. It could mean that, but usually it doesn't. What it means is they're still trying to live in your mind rent-free. They're still trying to test the temperature of you. They are seeing if you have healed. They are seeing if you are strong enough to go no contact. They are figuring out if you've figured out who they are. They are seeing if you're still an open book and sharing all the information about what you're doing, where you are, who you're with, and why you did what you did. And they are testing your pulse, your temperature. Now, if they can sense, because they have a sixth sense, if they can sense that you're getting strong, they may continue to try to disrupt your energy. At times, that's what they do. Other times, they say it's not worth my effort. I'm acting like the narcissist, and I'm not, because I have 3 or 4 other people on the hook, and I'm not going to spend energy on somebody, which was you, that they're getting too smart, they're getting too wise, they're breaking the trauma bond. So they may not put any energy into, they may just keep continuing to groom easier supply sources, or people that haven't figured it out yet, or people that are brand new, i.e. the next new supplier, the next new shiny object. Because what the narcissist really likes is they like low-hanging fruit. Now, what is low-hanging fruit? In the old days, low-hanging fruit was, let's picture an apple tree. Well, the lower the apple hanging from the stem on the branch of the tree, the easier it was to grab for a human being or an animal and to eat. That is called low-hanging fruit. In the narcissistic abusive cycle, low-hanging fruit is anybody that provides access to the narcissist, whether they know it or not, so the narcissist can abuse them, manipulate them, trick them, trap them, continue to take their energy, their time, their hopes, what they were holding on to, and so much more from that person. So why I shared that example, excuse me, and I'm not sick, is the low-hanging fruit is easier for the narcissist to control than somebody who is breaking the trauma bond. Understand what I'm sharing with you. So why the narcissist keeps people holding on, those are other examples. That final example I was sharing with you, that when you're healing, many times the narcissist knows that if you took an action that they never banked on you taking, that they will take a couple shots to see if you are healing or getting strong. But once they realize, example, if you moved halfway around the world, they will realize, wow, that person actually made a big move. They must have really gotten the message, or maybe they are getting the message, but if they're 3,000 miles away from where I had them captured in my own house, then they're getting strong. So they may try to hoover, they may not. Excuse me, they may not. Having said all these things, why the narcissist, or how the narcissist keeps people holding on? It's because they know a few key things. Number one, they know that you were in a trauma bond. Do they know those terms? Probably by now. We're almost in 2026. Yes, they do know the term trauma bond. Number two, they know that they are master manipulators, and they know that they can take advantage of anybody who is unsuspecting, who is vulnerable, who is naive, and who doesn't have the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle. And that was you. All those things were you. They were me. The third thing is they will keep people holding on because they know what those people experienced at the hands of the narcissist, meaning the narcissist knows what they did with you and what they didn't do with you. They will claim they don't remember things, which is called selective memory. They will claim they didn't hear things, which is called selective hearing, and you can call them whatever else you want. But the narcissist knows exactly what they did. They know every birthday they didn't celebrate with you. They know every time that they hung up the phone on you. They know every time that they did not buy you a birthday gift. They know every time that they triangulated you and threw something at you and screamed at you, rage-fitted you, threw a rage fit on you in a moving car at 100 miles an hour going down the freeway, and more. They won't admit any of those things, but they do know what they did. Now, having said those things, how the narcissist wants to keep people holding on, you may not have known this, but you're figuring it out now, which is this. They know if they can say some key words to you, which are important to you, at the hands of the narcissist, meaning you two shared some certain keywords, whatever they were, they know that they can push your buttons. They also know that they could get you stuck back in the past by saying a few things. I'm not going to tell you what those things are because you should know what they are, but these are buzzwords or keywords that only you and the narcissist would know. Here would be an example. Let's say the two of you went to Italy and you had a big piece of pizza. I know that's probably not what you get in Italy, but let's say you did. And let's say that pizza had pepperoni and anchovies, and it had, let's say, hamburger on it, whatever, or prosciutto. Okay, great. Well, that's something that two of you shared when you were in Italy. Now, number one, that you and the narcissist went to Italy, so that's a memory that the two of you have. Number two, you remember that restaurant. And number three, you remember what you had on the pizza. So they could say something in the future in reference to Italy, to that restaurant, or to that pizza, or to that time. And what will that do? That will send you backwards thinking about that time and that space. I'm not going to focus on this, but I have only shared about maybe 38% of my knowledge and wisdom on narcissism and on the toxic narcissistic mindset. But that right there is a very, very big nugget I just dropped on you. So this, again, is how the narcissist keeps people holding on. They want people, the narcissist that is, they want people thinking of the good times. They want people thinking of the fun times, and when you were laughing, and when the 2 minutes every third year that you would be hugging for a couple hours, or maybe some intimacy, or when they were there for you because they showed up for that one time your kids graduated, or they were there for you that one special holiday because they got a flat tire, but they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you that they were looking so forward to being there with you, but the truth is they had a flat tire, so they couldn't go anywhere anyway. So they just made it seem like they wanted to be with you. See, the narcissist doesn't do anything that doesn't serve them. They will never lift a finger to help one person out unless it benefits them either in that moment or down the road in the future. And you may say to yourself, well, that's not true. You need to think again. You need to really think again. I'll just go back and share that example I mentioned a moment ago. Let's say it was a holiday, a big holiday for you, and you were excited about spending time with the narcissist. Well, they told you they were going to be there with you, and they also knew that they weren't going to be there with you. But let's say because they were penniless, but they made it appear like they had a lot of money, and you were paying for their car and their gas, and you were paying for their insurance and their health care and their phone and everything else in between. But let's say that they got a flat tire and they didn't have money to pay for it, but they didn't want to tell you that. What did they do? Well, instead of getting a new supply to pick them up and go off for a weekend rendezvous, because maybe the new supply wised up and discarded the narcissist, what they said was, hey, you know what? I'm really excited about going with you. I can't wait. But the truth is, they themselves just got discarded, or they have 2 flat tires, so they can't go anywhere anyway, but they made it appear like they wanted to be with you. This is what these people do, and you may be thinking, well, wow, that's a little rough. That's just barely scratching the surface. Think about all the financial abuse you experienced. Think about all the sleepless nights you experienced. Think about all the rumination you went through. Think about all the things you were holding on to, all the tangible assets that the narcissist took from you, not exclusive to money. Maybe they took a family heirloom. Maybe they took a watch. Maybe they took a picture, meaning a painting or something. Maybe they took a photo album. Maybe they took your tweezers. Yes, that was taken from me. And maybe they took so many other things. Why do you think somebody would take other people's belongings? Because they know it's going to do damage to them. And that's what keeps people holding on. And that's what the narcissist does. So let's do one more example. I'll give you one more example before I close the video. When you were living with the narcissist, I can almost assure you this happened. Or you knew that it happened with them, with someone else, which was this. They couldn't find their car keys. Now you may say, well, I told the narcissist, this is when you didn't know they were one, always keep the car keys on the kitchen counter in this little bowl. That way they're simple to find. We know where they are. You can grab them, go whenever you want, come whenever you want, put them back in the bowl. It's very simple. Seems easy, right? Well, it is, because I had the same idea. The narcissist can't have easy. They can't have commonplace. They don't want anything that makes sense. So that bowl that you suggested to tell the toxic person to put the car keys in on the kitchen counter, that bowl would probably only have one set of keys in that bowl, which were your set of keys. And then there would be times when the narcissist, because they wanted to steal your energy, would come flying down the stairs saying, hey, where are my keys? And you would say something like this: aren't they in the bowl? That's what we talked about. That's where we always put our keys. Aren't your keys in the bowl? And you would jump right up from whatever you're doing. You would go right over to the bowl. You would look, no keys. Then the narcissist would be looking at you like you were from Mars saying, well, aren't you going to help me find them? I have to be somewhere in 10 minutes. I can't believe this. And then you would be taking the bait because you didn't know what you know now. And you'd be saying, well, I told you, please put them in the bowl. Wow, why'd you? And see how this is escalating? That's right. The whole time this is taking place, and these are real life examples, the narcissist had the keys the whole time, but they wanted to wind you up, push your button, steal your energy, and disrupt your day or weekend. That is a microcosm of an example of toxic behavior. And that's how the narcissist keeps people holding on. They always want people to do things for them. The narcissist always sets the bowling pins up and knocks them down. The narcissist is just like Lucy and Charlie Brown in The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, or the Thanksgiving Day, whichever one it was, where Lucy, for this example, is the narcissist. And in the cartoon, I hope she isn't, but sorry, she is. She pulls the football away every time Charlie Brown's going to kick it. And Charlie Brown is hesitant about trying to kick the football because Lucy keeps pulling it away because she is a raging, toxic narcissist. Examples. That's why you need to go no contact. That's why you need to block these people and get off the radar of them. Have a small footprint and heal properly. And understand the narcissist wanted you holding on the whole time you were in that relationship, post-relationship, and afterwards, until you got the message and you healed properly and you maintained your boundaries, got off the radar, and went no contact. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. It's hard enough when you are holding on to something, being a human being. Example, your Letterman's jacket from when you were a sophomore in high school. Okay, well, eventually, did you lose it or donate it or whatever, or it got given to the Goodwill or something? Yeah, probably one of those three things, but you were holding on to it. When you throw a toxic, narcissistic person in any equation with a human being who is forthright, kind, genuine, loving, stable, healthy, and committed, that is like having a 10,000-pound gorilla on your shoulders that you cannot remove. Until when? Until you do finally remove it. And that's when you finally go no contact. But when you were holding on to things like a Letterman's jacket sophomore year of high school, that was a jacket. It didn't do damage to you. It represented you earning a letter when you were a sophomore in college or high school, whatever it was. The narcissist wants you holding on because they want you thinking of the good times. They want you ignoring the toxicity, and they want you stuck. They don't want you advancing. They don't want you growing. They don't want you ascending or accelerating. They don't want you finding your purpose. They want to be able to look back in the rearview mirror at you and say, yep, another one. Chalk it up to me destroying another person's life. I'll put one more notch on my belt. And what does that make now? Maybe it makes number 42. Maybe it's number 50. I don't know, but I'm really ruining people's lives. It's getting better and better for me. Well, guess what, narcissist? Your day's coming. It's coming sooner than you think. Maybe it's already here. But what I will say to the people that are the non-narcissists, continue to focus on yourself and understand the narcissist wants people holding on, which is why you need to let go. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye. And I'm not sick. It must be pollen or something. I don't know. Season's changing. And guess what? Hey, it's fall, y'all. Take a look at all the beautiful, see the golden leaves are coming in. In a couple weeks, it's going to be all golden. I love y'all. God bless you. Bye.